Hi guys, morning, afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. I'd just like to ask you guys, have you ever had a problem, where at night time you have those gremlins where you where you have to eat snacks, and you binge. That's the problem I've had for ages. I've come to realize it's a problem. The way I see it, or the way I've explained to friends, is that I'm I'm a saint. All day I'm a saint. I'm an angel. And then in the evening I become a whore, or a demon overtakes me. Whore in the sense that, like, you're an angel, you do everything right. And then at night time, when no one's looking, the family have all gone to bed, you just eat the worst foods: crisps, biscuits, sometimes even a fry up, beans on toast, cheese, ham, Nutella and bread, Nutella and toast, tea, just before going to bed. And that's really unhealthy. Like, all day, I'm really, really good. Like, sometimes I might even do like 16/8 fast, or 24 fast, which is 20 hours and just eat for 4 hours. And then supposed to not eat for 3 hours before you go to bed. But I find not eating in those 3 hours almost impossible. It's so hard. So some people say that it could be you have cortisone spikes in the evening. And so you can take phosphatidylserine to bring down the cortisol spikes. Do you guys get any of these? I don't know what it is. Why is it I'm starving at night? And you're not really starving for anything healthy. You're starving for, like, you get those, like, evening gremlins where, like, you have to have a packet of crisps, or you have to have whatever's there, and it can't be, an apple or a piece of meat. No, it has to be biscuits with a tea. It has to be something that stimulates you, like a tea will give me caffeine, it will stimulate my brain. Biscuits are half bad fat and half bad carbs. So it will give me that insulin spike and that sugar spike. It's like you need a drug in the evening, and you have these gremlins, or little demons, like, talking to you at night time.
There's a packet of crisps in the pantry that your son left.
Or apple pie that he ate a slice of, and there's some left in the fridge. Gone. Or no one's looking. Gone. Or you recall earlier in the day that your daughter was playing, she was eating Nutella. You had to put the cap on because she left the bread knife in there, and you remember where that Nutella is. Those gremlins tell you, and they tell you it would be nice with a cup of tea. And even though you don't have any gluten-free bread because it's finished, you can have some white sliced bread. That's okay. Once is okay. But the problem is, after that, you think, well, beans on toast is, like, it's nice and comforting. You might as well have a fry up. And I've done that occasionally. But what I don't like is, or what the danger is, the consistent gremlins I get in the evenings. How do you stop them? So I don't know. So that's just a short video about me and my evening gremlin situation. I don't know how to deal with it. Maybe blood sugar is low, and so you search for carbohydrate, sugar, all these kind of snacks that give you a quick hit and then calm you down. I'm not really nervous in the evening, but no, actually, I kind of get that hangry kind of feeling. I feel like something's missing. And I suppose maybe I have to just bully my body into accepting the idea that, okay, no, we're going to eat twice a day or 3 times a day, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock. And then there's going to be like 3 hours, 4 hours, or whatever before you actually go to sleep, without any drink, without any food. And even if my belly grumbles and makes noises, that's the best thing. You have to have your stomach and your body clear of food before you go to bed. And I've never done that. I've known for the last few years that's the case. If you want to have good health, especially when it comes to GERD, acid reflux. you have to stop eating at least 3 hours, even more. Some people say 4, 5, 6 hours before you go to bed, because when you lie down, acid will reflux. Even if you lie down on your left hand side, which is the best, left hand side and tilted, that's the best, and on an incline, yeah, that's what I do anyway. But I think, oh, I know what I'm doing. I sleep on an incline on my left and slightly tilted. That's the best position. And so I end up drinking teas and having a biscuits or crisps just before I go to sleep. No, that's going to end now. I'm going to have different drinks. I'm not going to have teas anymore. I'll have some almond milk, or I don't know, something else, just anything else apart from the teas. I have to stop these hits, because these are all insulin hits as well. When I have a tea, I put honey inside. And I'm lucky if I don't have a tea without a biscuit. Because of there's an old advert from the 70s, I think it was, 70s, 80s, where there was a phrase, and that phrase must have stuck into people's minds. It's a fantastic marketing or advertising ploy, brainwashing ploy, technique. And they used to say, I think it was rich tea, and in the advert they used to say, a drink's too wet without one. A drink's too wet without one. Stuck in my head for years. So, like, when you drink a tea, it kind of is too wet, and so when you have a biscuit, it kind of changes, the taste, everything. And so that it's great advertising, because it's stuck in my mind for so many years. So you end up having rich tea biscuits. With my financial situation, I can't even have poor tea biscuits. Forget about rich tea. Yeah, well, anyway, in the evening now, I don't know. I'll have to think about it. But well, you didn't think about it before you making the video? No, because I make videos spontaneously, depending on what I'm thinking. I play around with thoughts with you, not beforehand, so I don't make any mistakes. You see all my mistakes here. I'm just thinking. That is the problem. That's one of the problems I have. It's not good for, like, gastric esophageal reflux disease, GERD, or GORD in English, GERD in America, because they say they spell esophagus a different way. In American, it's spelled with an E, esophagus, whereas in British it's called esophagus, but spelled with an O. That's weird. I find it weird that esophagus is spelled with an O, esophagus. Anyway, but also there's a dementia problem, because if you eat just before going to bed, then you don't leave time for something called the glymphatic system. Basically, when you lie down, when you fall asleep, those first few hours, if you're still digesting food, it interferes with the brain's kind of drainage system, where it clears toxins out. And so if you just finished eating an hour before or 2 hours before even, and you go to sleep, it's going to affect your brain, the glymphatic system in the brain. Sleeping on an incline actually is good to drain the brain. So at least I'm sleeping on an incline. Anyway, yeah, so how do you get rid of this? And where does it come from? Is it cortisol levels are high in the evening? And so maybe how do you reduce cortisol levels? If you do exercise, you can actually excite yourself even more and make it difficult to sleep. You can do meditation, I suppose, and do other things. Because usually people, they self-medicate with food, comfort food. And that's what maybe I've been doing. You feel a bit stressed out. Maybe your blood sugar is low, or cortisol is high, or something. Your body searches for things that will will change your state. The body knows what it's doing, but you have to consciously, at some point, realize that there's something wrong or something not quite right, and put it right. And so that's what I'm doing now. Making these videos helps me, because I have to think of a subject. Thinking about these subjects, things to talk about, I actually realize, oh, okay, and it brings it out of the archives there, or my subconscious. It brings it out onto video, onto YouTube, and it makes me think. There's loads of things that people have said, comments, and I just can't keep track. There's so many. But when somebody says a comment over and over and over again, then that's when I kind of latch on and say, oh, okay. Like there's a lady who said, I think Debbie, thank you, Debbie. She said something about using grow lights. She said it so many times that finally I've looked on Amazon and I'm just going to choose one. I don't know which one and use it, whilst I'm working on the computer during the daytime. So hopefully that will help me SAD. I'll get the full spectrum one, but I don't know whether to get the ones that you put over above, or the ones that you are like lamps, like a lampshade. I don't know. Well, anyway, thanks for the advice. I'll give it a go. Now I'm using this Asus, which makes me look all bloody yellow. Look, unless you see, I don't understand. The color is really wrong with this. So I have to go here in the shade. Or I have to, I don't know. This is the right color. Yeah, I need to get the Samsung. I keep bloody complaining, whining. I'm not whining, I'm just thinking out loud. Well, anyway, thanks guys for listening. And as you can see, I've still got this beard. I'm about to order a buzz cutter from Amazon so I can trim this at least, or cut it off. I might keep it for the winter. I've never kept a beard before, so I've never kept a beard because when I grew up, I saw like guys with beards, and I thought, let me have a beard, but it started to itch after a few days, and I felt kind of depressed having a carpet on my face. But I think the main thing is because I didn't. It sounds horrible, not horrible. It sounds weird, and people might not believe it, but it's out of respect for my parents, really. Because if I grew a beard, like in my 30s, 20s, 30s, I felt that it would make them feel old. So I didn't want them to have a son who's got a massive beard. And, I don't know, I felt that it would make them feel old. I don't want that. I don't know. It's a silly feeling, a silly way of thinking. So now my parents aren't here anymore. And my wife hates it when I had a beard. I don't know why she hates it. Like, I've never go near her. Like, oh, it scratches or anything. No, there's not that problem. She just said, you look old. And then about my fat, about my boobs and my belly, it looks disgusting. And I thought, if I saw a fat person, I wouldn't say you look disgusting. I would say, oh, you look all right. You look, a bit overweight. But, even if I saw an obese person, like a huge person, I wouldn't say, oh, you look disgusting. You're so fat. I wouldn't say that. And I'm not one of these woke people that, it's just out of respect. It's just out of just common sense, you don't say that. You might, if you get to know that person, then you can say, oh, look, mate, come on. Maybe you can lose some weight if it helps you with your health, if it helps you with your joints or whatever. I suppose if it doesn't like hurt that person, then there's no need to say anything. It doesn't hurt their health or whatever. But to say you look disgusting, it looks disgusting. So now I don't care. That's why I'm wearing this beard. I don't really care anymore what she says. Sometimes in the summertime, I'm walking around with, it's so hot. And because I'm fat, I'm overweight, I've got too much lard on me. In the summertime, I have to take my t-shirt off. I'm just too hot. I wish I could take my skin off sometimes. And so I walk around with my top off. And she goes, don't you have respect for people in the family? It's not as if my nuts are hanging out. I mean, it's just my t-shirt off. I've got shorts on. I feel hot. I feel really hot. Even at nighttime, as I said, I wish I could take my skin off. That's how I feel. Disgusting. Don't have respect for the family. Oh, no, I'm not going to swear. The whole time I didn't swear, and you didn't hear that. So I did quite well, I think. I'm doing better. I'm not swearing. I'm doing my best. Yeah, guys, if you've had an experience like that, like at night times, those bloody gremlins, where do they come from? Those little demons that say to you, and they always say to eat carbohydrates. I've been on a carnivore diet, mainly carnivore. The whole day I'm fantastic. I eat just a little bit of meat, maybe some eggs, and a kind of ketovore diet, which means a few herbs, some parsley, a little bit of maybe carrot, a small amount, and I think, I did well. And the evening comes, and the kids go to sleep, and they've got biscuits there, chocolate digestives, and I think if I just have a tea and one digestive, that will make me sleep, it'll calm me down, relax me. That one biscuit turns into about two at least. And if it was just that, it will be okay. Okay, just two biscuits and a tea. That's fantastic. No, and then I know that my son left some crisps in the pantry. Just one packet of crisps. I'll start the diet tomorrow. I'm trying anyway. I'm trying. So in the evening, I have to use that willpower that God has given me. I'm going to use it. As I say, use it or lose it. That willpower becomes stronger and stronger and stronger. And I just have to wait. I'll eat food the next day. If I get those palpitations or whatever, because when you do low carbohydrate, you can get palpitations, and it can be electrolyte imbalance problems, or, when the when you go really low carb, really, really low carb or carnivore or keto, your kidneys start dumping salt. So you have an electrolyte imbalance because your intake of electrolytes that comes from vegetables is really low, and your kidneys think, okay, we're starving. This is starvation mode, so it dumps sodium, and so you can feel dizzy, you can have palpitations because you need potassium to trigger like electrical impulses in the heart to trigger the beat. So you start palpitating and stuff like that. So I ended up making a juice, like a green juice with, I don't know, a little bit of kale or something, or something that has potassium, magnesium, a little bit of sea salt. So you need to have an electrolyte drink, and that usually helps. That usually works. But this is a different thing. It's not palpitations. It's just like a craving for carbohydrates, especially in the evening. You can go all day and be fine until that evening time comes. Now, I'll tell a lie, actually. In the morning, I wake up and I need to have a cup of tea. And with the tea, a drink's too wet without one, right? So you end up having toast or some biscuits. So it's really tough, sticking to a low carbohydrate or any kind of diet, even if it's like a raw vegan diet, you still can't have a tea and biscuits, because like you need that drug in the morning to wake you up. So I'm going to have to hit the drug addiction, the teas on the head, and then the evening gremlins, I'm going to have to deal with them. So if any of you guys have had the same problem, let me know. Leave a comment below, and I won't be answering any of them. Like, dislike. If you've subscribed, click the notification button on. And for those of you guys who have subscribed, thank you very much. Thank you guys in the past who've donated to me. Sorry if I haven't mentioned you. Maybe it just means that I've forgotten to write down all the names, but I'll write them down now, the ones that I remember. The guys who've bought me a coffee and stuff like that. If any of you guys, I've got, how do you call it? I've got a link, the Amazon wish list. So I've got a few things there that I might need. Hint, hint. Like, if you guys can have a look at that, there's a few doggy things, but there's a lot of the things are supplements for myself, and just go and have a look. If you guys feel like getting anything for me, I think a lot of people don't really want to get anything for me, but sometimes they want to buy things for the dogs. So there are doggy things there as well. If you guys want to just have a look. Thank you very much for listening, and thank you very much for donating your time, for spending time, watching these videos. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.